Hi everyone, my name is Kara Azmi Bibumanuddin. Today I'll be presenting about WISE, Revolutionizing Money Without Borders. So the objective of my presentation will be three, which is number one is to educate the audience on WISE disruptive model. Second, we want to analyze WISE business canvas. And the third one, I will show to you guys my personal experience and benefit of using WISE. First, we go to the history evolution first in 2011. So technically, Wise was founded by two handsome guys, which is number one is David Henricus, and the second one is the Kisto Carmen. So it started when they feel frustrated by the high fees and unfavorable exchange rate during their sending money between UK and Estonia. So from there, they get an idea of founding a TransferWise. At earliest growth of their company, so technically the company quickly gained traction due to its transparency in significantly lower fees compared to the traditional bank at the time. So and then the expansion of the services as their user base grew, then the Wise realized customer needed more than just transfer. They expanded to offer multi-currency account, Wise debit card, Wise business, and Wise platform. Let's move to the timeline. In 2012, Wise moved out of Christo's kitchen and into the first London office. Wise handles over £1 million a day, and it is time to go to mobile. Their first iOS app hits the App Store, and Android isn't too far behind. In 2014, Sir Richard Branson invested in TransferWise Vision. In 2017, Wise turns a profit and proved that they are a sustainable business. In 2019, Wise doubled up number of global customers in just a year. That's bring up to 4 million and counting. In the picture shows that they are welcoming their thousands Wiser. In 2020, Wise has valued at $5 billion. They have been profitable for at least 4 years in a row. In 2021, Wise rebranding from TransferWise to Wise to reflect its broader range of financial services beyond just money transfer. In the same year, Wise successfully went public on the London Stock Exchange, which it is a significant milestone for a fintech company. In 2024, Wise continues to expand its global reach, integrating with more local payment systems like InstaPay in the Philippines, PIX in Brazil, Zenjin in Japan. Next, we discuss in terms of the challenges faced by Wise. Number one, we talk about the regulatory complexity. Since Wise is operating in over 160 countries, means that in every single country, it has a different financial regulation, licensing requirements, and compliance standard. So this is a continuous and resource intensive challenge for Wise. Second, we talk about competition. The fintech landscape is highly competitive with numerous players, for example, Revolut and 26 and so on, and even traditional bank improving their offerings for market shares. Wise need to continuously innovate from time to time to stay ahead compared to their competitors. Third, we talk about the maintaining low fees and profitability. While the low fee model is a core differentiator, it presents a constant challenge to maintain profitability, especially as they invest heavily in infrastructure, marketing, and product development. They operate on a high volume but a low margin model. Next, we talk about customer trust and security. As a financial institution, maintaining customer trust and ensuring the security of funds and data is a paramount. Any breaches or service disruptions could severely impact their reputation. Number five, we talk about geopolitical and economic instability. In the global events, currency fluctuation and interest rate changes can impact their revenue model and operational costs. For instance, while higher interest rates can sometimes benefit Wise, based on from interest on held balance, they also need to manage this dynamic carefully. And the last one, we talk about the fraud prevention. Like any financial services in any of the country, Wise faces the ongoing challenge of combating fraud and ensuring compliance with anti-money laundering or AML and counter-terrorism financing CTF regulations. This can sometimes lead to account suspension or transfer delays, which also can be frustrating for the Wise users. Next, we go to the business model canvas. Number one, we focus on the customer segment. Who are these customers? So, WISE customers are technically from international travelers like me, expatriates, international students, freelancers, and digital nomads, individuals sending money to friends or family abroad, small and medium-sized enterprise who engage in international trade, paying suppliers or receiving payments from international clients. We also have e-commerce businesses who are managing multi-currency transactions as well as the online marketplaces, which facilitating international payment for their users. Next, we see in terms of the channel. Okay, so how Wise expanding their business is by using website. They also have mobile apps, iOS and Android, direct sales and partnerships, word of mouth and referrals, content marketing, social media, and public awareness. So next we look into the key resources. How they get the resource to expand their own company. They get from the technology platform and infrastructure, global network of bank accounts. They work together with a lot of banks in this world. Okay, and then next we talk about the talented workforce. Then they have a regulatory licenses and compliance expertise. Then they have a brand reputation and trust. And the last one is in terms of the data and algorithms. Next, we talk about customer relationship. A good company who held accountable to their own customer. So what technically Wise do? First, they have a self-service model. So meaning to say that they let the users manage their own website independently. Next, we talk about the automated support and FAQs. So technically, if let's say the user have a lot of question about this and that, so technically they just can go to the website and ask their question in the FAQ. Next, we have about 24/7 customer support, and then they also have a transparency and communication. They also have a community engagement, and they also have a feedback integration. Number five, we talk about the key partnership. Like I mentioned just now, the banking partners. So these are the people who are working closely with Wise. Then we have payment networks, fintech and enterprise partners, like Wise Platform and Chartered. And then we have also have a technology providers and also an investor, like the one that I mentioned just now, Sir Richard Branson, who investing in their company in 2014. Next, we discuss in terms of revenue streams. So they have a transaction fees where the primary revenue source is small percentage fee charged on each money transfer and currency conversion. Then they also have a Wise debit card fees. So meaning to say that every single physical card that the user wanted, so technically they have to pay for it for at least 20 ringgit. Okay, then they also have a business account fees, interest on held balances, and Wise platform revenue. So these are technically how they want to generate their revenues. To make it more sustainable, of course, they are going to have a lot of cost structures, especially because of they are part of digital banking. So first one, they are focusing on technology and infrastructure costs, so in which that they have to invest in maintaining and developing their platform, global network and security system. Next, they have to see in terms of regulatory and compliance costs, because they have to obtain a maintain license in numerous countries, over 160 countries. Okay, so and then in terms of salaries and employee benefit across countries, so they have to maintain also. And then they also need to invest in marketing and customer acquisition. And then in terms of payment processing and bank network fees, and then customer service operation, and of course office and administrative expenses for the general overheads for a global company. So if people ask me whether that I'm optimist or not towards Wise, I would say that yes, of course, I'm very optimistic about Wise future. Because they have a strong value proposition. They have about scalable infrastructure, and then of course because of it has a higher customer centricity. However, there are some challenges that we need to face or we need to watch, which is number one is intensifying competition that they have, regulatory headwinds, and dependence on macroeconomic factors. So these are the main reason why that I very optimistic about Wise. So this is one of the product review that I gained from Google Play Store and Apple Store. So technically, both of Google Play Store and Apple Store, they have about 10 million users. Okay, so majority of them are having a five ratings in both Google Play and Apple Store. So this is one of the comments that I just screenshot from the Google and Apple Store. So technically, majority of them are quite satisfied with the services with a low fee, and they're very transparent in terms of their transfer money with a low fees and low currency. So this is the reason, and this is the proof that Wise is a very transparent medium compared to other uh, applications in terms of currency changing, in terms of sending the monies and so on. Next, I want to share in terms of my personal review of using Wise. So if you can see here, there are a lot of transactions here. Okay, so we just go one by one. So there are a few countries that I've went to. Okay, so which is Switzerland, Edinburgh, and UK, Paris and Amsterdam, and South Korea. Okay, so in Switzerland they are using a Swiss franc or CHF. Edinburgh and UK are using Great Britain pound or GBP. Paris and Amsterdam are using Euro currency, and South Korea are using Korea won KRW. So what actually that I'm using for this wise is technically for public transport, for me to buy food or beverages. I went to groceries. If let's say I want to go to entertainment, theme park, and shopping, so technically these countries are accepting wise. For example, if let's say that I want to take a public transport in Swiss, for example, right? So I want to take a place from one place to another. If let's say that I want to buy a ticket, so I no need to take out my wallet and have to take out my physical card and I have to pay. No need. So what else I can do is that I just install my Wise into my iPhone. Okay, so I just double click and then I just simply make a transaction and the payment is already completed. So same goes to in each of the countries. So if you can see there, there's a lot of a transaction. For example, in Switzerland, you can see the SBB or something. That one is also a transportation. The one that is TL is underground in UK, also a transportation, right? So same goes to the Korail and the South Korea, also a part of transportation. So that's why I say that it's quite very convenient to the users. So you no need to take out your money and then you have to buy your tickets. It's no longer need that. Because of from Wise in your iPhone, so you can straight away scan and the transaction is already completed. So people do ask me lah, why Wise? Why you want to use Wise? Why not other provider? Because for me, one is safety, no pickpockets, right? So you no need to take out your money outside and then you want to show to people because we don't know about safety, right? So technically, you can just keep your wallet in safe and then you just use your Wise go anywhere that you go, you just double click and then you just scan, right? Then of course you quite easy access, easy payment. You just scan and then all transaction completed. And then of course because it has a better exchange rate, and it can be accepted in the international ATM withdrawal. This one I've done in South Korea. So I mean we say that if let's say I wanted to have a cash, so as long as the money is in the Korea One account, I can take out the money straight away. And then of course it can budget and track my expenses that you guys can see in my screen right now. So that's all from me. Thank you.